Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck Spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at JordanIsaac's Aggro Hunter. Hunter, of course, being the new hotness as of the most recent expansion. Really got to see just how high a win rate we can get with a lot of new Hunter tools, but also a lot of old Hunter tools. And I think that's why we saw the nerfs to the Spellstone and Hunter's Mark to help kind of control the win rate of a lot of these Hunters. But one deck that wasn't affected by these nerfs is a lot of these aggro hunter decks, specifically the aggro hunter decks that want to be more of a Headhunter's Hatchet deck than they do a Candleshot Hunter's Mark deck. Just like this one, we've played a lot of decks like this before, so if you aren't sure what Aggro Hunter is about, we'll go through it quickly, but you can also check out a bunch of the other videos we've done on various Hunter decks from Rastakhan's Rumble expansion to get a bit more of a clue about what's going on. So you can see we've got the my favourite selection of 1-drops, which is Diamol, Jeweled Macaw, and Springpaw. The whole idea of the Aggro Hunter decks, a lot of their power comes from this 1-2 punch of having a really solid 1-drop beast, mostly Diamol or just, you know, Jeweled Macaw and Springpaw being kind of the runner-up in that aspect, but following this up with a powerful 2-drop like Crackling Razormaw to adapt one of our beasts, potentially, you know, give it plus attack to start getting aggressive, or to start trading upwards, you know, maybe Divine Shield to make it a bit more resilient. Poisonous on a Diamol can potentially really shape the way that the early game goes. We've also got Headhunter's Hatchet in here, which are a lot better against many of the other aggressive decks that are trying to compete on board. A lot of these odd rogues, odd paladin, these types of decks. Headhunter's Hatchet is tremendous against them because we can get that 3 durability if we control a beast, and we can start using it to trade our life away. The rest of the cards in the deck are pretty straightforward. We're topping out with Deathstalker Rexxar. There's no Savannah Highmanes or anything like that in here. Double Tundra Rhino and Leroy Jenkins. I really can get behind 2 Tundra Rhinos right now. I think it's really well positioned. That nice high toughness, and I think people really think that they do have to get rid of the Tundra Rhino. It's just a very high value target. I like having Leroy in here as well, a little bit of extra reach, and just the 1 Baited Arrow and 1 Ironbeak Owl is kind of the one-offs in the deck. I think we've definitely seen decks with 2 Baited Arrows before. I think it represents a nice in-between of reach, going for cards like Life Drinker or something like that, but it also represents a good way to compete with other mid-range decks. You know, kind of having an extra copy of a Flanking Strike-esque effect is always very good. Other than that, it's all pretty straightforward. Like I said, check out the other videos if you want a bit more of a rundown on the Aggro Hunter archetype or the Beast Hunter archetype. Without further ado, we're going to jump into some games, hopefully going to get some wins, but if not, we're going to get some learns. We're going to see how Aggro Hunter is competing in the current stage of the meta. Let's go! Okay, here we are with JordanIsaac's Aggro Hunter. Definitely want to find some 1 and 2 drops, but this Rexxar is really interesting. I'm wondering if we are better off keeping this Rexxar. Knowing that against a mage, particularly odd mage, I don't think we're going to be able to get them down. We might have to rely on Rexxar to pull us through. Let's take a look if we can quickly. I'm just on HS replays. Ooh, I don't think we're gonna have the time. All right, I'm gonna keep this Rexxar. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to go at some point do the numbers. And see if Rexxar is worth keeping there, if it's a really high % win rate card. We got very lucky here as well, getting the 1 and 2, which is certainly something we can't rely on. That's why I think this mulligan was so important. Coin hero power is pretty good here. It's a very it's a pretty smart move from our opponent. Even though some people may see the coin as being like quite high value, stopping that 1-2 punch is really good. Saint Akira, what's going on? How you doing? Give me the air. Let's see those smorks in chat. I'm waiting for them to tell me to leave. I'm thinking of ways to ensure they pay me, like bringing down their web servers. I'll crash you from here. Bit of an awkward turn here. Ironbeak Owl's one of the very few kind of reactive cards in our deck. non-proactive cards, Unleash the Hounds being the other one. You can kind of imagine a situation where we drop Bear Shark here and our opponent's just nightmare mode. Well, but having Rexar really, I don't know. I think if we didn't have Rexar, I'd be stressing quite a lot more about making sure that we're making proactive plays and things like that. We don't even have a good 4 here. If they just ping that Crackling Razor Maw. Yuck. I mean, we can Ironbeak Owl and like silence the Crackling Razor Maw to attack with it. We get 3 damage in. If we play the Scav, then they can just trade the Glacial Shard and ping the Crackling Razor Maw. If we play the Ironbeak Owl, essentially the same thing happens, but we still have our Scavenging Hyena. But I guess if we Scavenging Hyena, it lets us get a hero power in. Alright, we'll go with this. I'm still not happy about it. Our draw is really shaped up quite awkwardly here. It's 100% the correct play versus Hunter to coin the hero power. Wow, I had the Fire Plume Phoenix as well. Alright, hopefully our opponent sees this as big threat. Ooh. Ping the Rhino. Okay. I think we'll go for the Rexar here, just to clears off the Fire Plume Phoenix. Sets us up to start using the Builder-Beast hero power. Coin hero power to prevent the Razor Maw buff can snowball out of control early. Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a moment where Hunter's Mark would come in handy. I mean, we could go like Scavenging Hyena, Unleash the Hounds, Spring Paw.
Which tracks to follow?
Then maybe we can find something better. Another Scavenging Hyena. Lifesteal Rush Scavenging Hyena. Very good. See what our opponent wants to do about that. Hopefully this creates some problems for this Mountain Giant. Our opponent just doesn't have a Flame Strike in hand. This ball is pretty good too. These large men are getting out of control. Well, hopefully they don't have another Blaze Caller.
Flames consume you.
Yeah, maybe Rexar was the wrong choice. You're gonna need some. Ugh. Alright. Do your worst, opponent. We've set up our lethal. Hopefully our opponent just trades in. Yeah, definitely want to check the numbers on Rexxar and how Rexxar goes. What the played win rate of Rexxar is against a deck like Elemental Mage or Elemental Mage or Odd Mage and things like that. Just any of these mage decks that are trying to, you know, play quite a lot of top end.
Unity, precision,
Really X.
perfection.
Maybe? Going face, hey? Alright. Do we have lethal here? I don't think we can do it, friends.
Senku's fate.
Leok. I don't know, could we have done it with, like, Headhunter's Hatchet, Flanking Strike, and rolling... Huffer? If we had... Like, was that the play that we should have gone for instead of the Builder Beast? No, I guess the Builder Beast is fine, because we could hit, like, Iron Beak Owl. Like... Or a Silence or something like that. Or like a Spring Paw or something, which buffs the buffs the Scavenging Hyenas a bit more. That's a tough one. If anyone are watching on YouTube, if you can figure out, like, if we had lethal in our hand, or if we could have gotten lethal off of the Animal Companion, and is it like 33% chance? Or are we just more likely to get it off the Builder Beast? It's an interesting one. I'm interested to hear people's thoughts. Let me know. Unfortunately, we got dunked on that one, but I still think we had an interesting showing, or at least it is very informative as to, you know, how Rexxar competes against, you know, this deck that's dropping 6/6s and 8/8s pretty much every turn after turn 6, and also how lucky we got on that draw. And we still didn't really get much damage through. So, anyway, GG's, well played.
Elves.
Okay, here with the Aggro Hunter. We'll keep our 1/2. We are on the coin. So, we do have the flexibility of potentially going Spring Paw into coin, like Spring Paw, coin, Headhunter's Hatchet. Headhunter's Hatchet is going to be really useful against the odd Paladin. It's a very good card for our opponents to have. going to trade here. I am always super scared of our opponents getting a good trade-off with like a Righteous Protector and a Blessing of Might. Weak turn, should have just gone for the Silver Hand Recruits. Maybe they do have the Blessing of Might though. Guess we'll find out. I'm gonna go for the Scav here instead of the Headhunter's Hatchet, but I genuinely think if our opponent like, this could be a line that our opponent takes because they have Blessing of Might. But I also just think it's a kind of weak line. Or if you're playing Odd Paladin, you almost always want to be using that hero power if you can. I mean, we could Headhunter's Hatchet for the full clear. Protects our Scav a bit more. Or we could Animal Companion, where Misha is fine and Huffer is fine. So 66% chance on the Animal Companion to be in a really good position. Or Headhunter's Hatchet, just guaranteeing we're in an okay position. Especially against Odd Paladin, I don't think they're going to be able to get back. Like, they'd need to have like Iron Beak Owl or be running something goofy like a Ziliax or something. It's Corridor Creeper.
Reporting for duty.
That's a pretty good draw. Let's see how this pans out. We could Houndmaster, buff this, it takes out the Corridor Creeper, we can kill the Silverhand Recruit, but then the last Silverhand Recruit trades for our Scavenging Hyena. We're left with a 4-3. Our opponent has a turn 5 play. Or we could go for the Animal Companion. Which, yeah, it doesn't really do too much. I mean, we could kill command the Creeper, but that's also great. So unfortunately not able to protect our Scavenging Hyena, which I think is a very good way for us to win the game. But that being said, we've got a good... There's the Ziliax. Oh, Stonehill Defender. Okay. Well, we got a good baited arrow target. Not that we couldn't have taken the Ziliax out with the Headhunter's Hatchet, but now we get to do this and keep a charge on our weapon, which is good. 5/5 body is pretty good against Odd Paladin. Moogie, big dogs. We did have some pretty big dogs before.
The light protects me.
Ooh, tasty. I think I will use the last charge just to make sure everything is dead. Once again, I'm just super paranoid about Blessing of Might constantly. This type of hand maybe reeks of several Vine Cleavers, Stormwind Champions, yeah, maybe Blessing of Mights at this stage. There's a Vine Cleaver.
Reporting for duty.
Reporting for duty. Spin the wheels. King Mookla. Just go for the cheaper options. Yeah, I'll take an Iron Fur Grizzly. Opponent should have to attack this Zombeast, which is another 4 damage. Considering we have 2 kill commands in hand, I think that's exactly what we want. Witch's Cauldron. Alright. Opponent definitely gets the style points.
Reporting for duty.
That's Big Warlord. Oh, as if they didn't get the zap. to like zap trade and totally ruin us. I want to munch. Humph. Nice. So I imagine our opponent had a bit of an awkward draw there where they had... Jeez. It's a lot of dust. I imagine our opponent had a bit of an awkward draw there where they drew a bit more of their top end. But I also think they kind of mis-sequenced things at the start. You should definitely be cranking out that hero power, holding onto your resources, making your opponent trade their cards for your hero power. Especially in a matchup like that. I think that's where you want to be. But well played to our opponent. Put up a good fight. We on to the next one. Alright, here with the Aggro Hunter. We'll keep the 1-2. It's not the greatest 1-2. I mean, Diamol is certainly the greatest one. Scavenger Hyena, not the greatest 2, but we want to be curving out. We are playing the game of Hearthstone. Okay, today's shirt is on point. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is one of my favorites, for sure. For sure. Ooh, the mirror. Let's hope that they don't have the Crackling Razormaw on a good mode. If they have the Headhunter's Hatchet, they want to trade this Spring Paw and the Hatchet for a Diamol. I think I'm okay with that. We'll probably coin out the Bear Shark if that's the case. Okay, so what are we hoping for? Not poisonous or plus attack? Death Rattle's interesting. Huh. So going for a bit more of a tempo play here, just to keep things nice and controlled. So we could just straight up kill commanders. That gets rid of the problem, but it gives our opponent momentum. It gives them the opportunity to deploy a threat first. We could go for Bear Shark. Bear Shark can't be flanking striked. Can't be kill commanded. Headhunter's Hatchet won't kill it. I think it might force our opponent to either trade or go for a high roll, like try and roll a taunt to protect the scav. And it also potentially lets us follow up with our own scav and a Crackling Razormaw. So I think this has a bit more upside, but this is the conservative play. But I think I'm going to go for the upside play. Our opponent doesn't have a lot of options left. No coin or anything like that. We're not going to get like Tundra Rhino or anything like that. So I think we might be okay with this Bear Shark. Whether our opponent wants to trade or they just want to go face, that is the question. I'm struggling with minis. Are they overpowering you? Oh my gosh. Master's Call. Okay, so this is more of a hybrid hunter, possibly, or the new like Dire Frenzy kind of hunter. Well, that's real hard. That's real hard. I mean, if we raise them more and we get like Divine Shield, or there's so many good hits, but I think I'm just going to go for the Flanking Strike. It's a great onboard play. It gives us a bit more granularity over the next turns because these cards cost less and we have another 3 cost in hand, so we'll hopefully set ourselves up to be a bit more reactive. But we have to keep in mind that this deck has a bit more late game than us. You know, they're going to try and Dire Frenzy up a good tug. Okay, it's proper hybrid hunter, so it might not have Dire Frenzy. I guess this is the point where we should just go for the scav and maybe hope for the best. This is rough.
What to do?
We could go Death Rattle, trade, play the Scav, trade here. Or we could go attack, and we could go face. We could even go plus attack, trade, kill command here.
Now.
I think I'm just going to go for the Death Rattle. We've got to keep in mind the kind of secrets that our opponent might try to stuff us with. At least this way we buff our Scavenging Hyena out of the way of Explosive. We've got plenty of little goobers to run into Wandering Monster. Okay. So maybe Iron Beak Explosive. Rough. Yeah. But we get our Tundra Rhino out here, so okay position. 17's a lot though. We do have a kill command. If our opponent maybe doesn't kill this Tundra Rhino, we could get a good like flanking strike. I don't know. I'd usually be okay with that, but given our opponent's played a bunch of Master's Calls. Gosh. Ugh, yuck. They played the Lynx too.
Who to shoot?
Not feeling super confident about this one, especially given we had to use our kill command there. Yeah. That might have just put things out of range for us. And we know our opponent has a bunch of secrets in hand as well. We'll give it a couple of turns. We'll see if we can't just hero power our way to victory. We certainly don't have an answer for our opponent. Okay. Okay. We'll give it a couple of turns. Golden Rhino, yeah, we got the Golden Rhino. That sounds like the name of a gentleman's club, though. Poisonous Rush? I don't think I want that on a Fledgling. Let's just go for Divine Shield. Reasons, what's going on? Ooh. Is this a River Crocodiles? I could see Moogie in Mage Gear. Oh, yeah, I could see that. Bit of a Jaina vibe. Funky Monkey. What's up, Tommy Wave in chat? Glad I could finally catch one of your streams. No worries. Thanks for firing through a quick, cool couple of decks the last couple of weeks. Funky Monkey in chat now. So anyone watching on YouTube, of course, you can go check out their couple of sweet decks that they've done. It's good to have you in chat, of course. What have you been up to? How's your weekend? Let me know. So we can trade here, maybe. I mean, if our opponent lets us. Got any pirates? No. Is freezing. Got a couple new decks brewing up right now, so as soon as I get them polished, I'll be putting on them Hearthstone and let you know as well. Yeah, awesome. Just chuck us a tweet or tweet at me or send me a DM. Definitely happy to check out any Funky Monkey deck. These Bittertide Hydras, ugh, they are threatening to close the game. How's the games been going today so far? Yeah, we're going alright. Just playing a bit of this Aggro Hunter. Very typical Aggro Hunter things. I think it's a fun deck to play. Great deck for budget players, for sure. Ironfur Grizzly. That might be okay. Might protect us for a bit. Or we could just take the Snow Flipper Penguin. This thing kills us, so we either need to kill it or not die. Guess we'll go for the Grizzly. If only we'd played an Elemental last turn. We just have to go for it, right? Like, hope that our opponent doesn't have an answer for this. Can't deal an extra 5 damage. And that we can maybe slam this into this towards the end. Okay, Wildebeest is maybe okay. You know, I'm more witch vibes than mage vibes. That's true, actually. More warlock than mage. I mean, witches are also mages, but if you want to have familiars, then I won't stop you. As long as I get the leather armor drops, I'm happy. Ooh, okay. Alright, alright. So this is, I guess, for maybe those of you who have been checked out a bit of the, who've been checked out for a little bit. This is kind of the more modern style of Hunter, this kind of golden stone tusk. It's the more modern style of Hunter. Dire Frenzy, Master's Call to kind of make sure you're always stocked on resources. I mean, our opponent had many cards above us, though it looks like they were playing a bit more of a hybrid style with Subject 9 in there as well, which is totally cool. I can really appreciate that. But definitely a deck that has a bit more of a late game against us. You know, combined with not only did they hit their Rexar, but they're also shuffling these huge minions into their deck, makes their draws in the late game a fair bit better than ours. So overall, though, I think that Aggro Hunter is still a fantastic choice, especially if you are looking to get some ranks up, get some Hunter wins at those high ranks. It is a fairly budget deck, And if you don't have Leroy or Deathstalker Rexar, there are certainly plenty of budget replacements. You can go with some Savannah High mains, or go with more stuff that just is a one-off. You know, get another Baited Arrow in here, get another Ironbeak Owl in here, improve the consistency a little bit, and you certainly won't lose too much of a percentage. Regardless, big shout out to Jordan Isaac for the deck that we've been playing today. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, all the links are in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Please jump over there, give the deck a +1, leave a lovely thoughtful comment, like I know you will. My name is Tommy Wave. Of course, you can find me on Twitter at Tommy_Wave, or right here on Twitch, streaming right now. Probably not right now when you're watching this, statistically unlikely, but I'm streaming right now. Tommy_Wave, come hang out sometime. Until next time though, stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich, and I don't know, join the hunt. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.